Yo, what up? Welcome and welcome back to a stiff receipt. This went from being like, I feel like a fairly uneventful week to being very, very eventful, very fast.
Very.
There's a lot going on. Needless to say, a lot of which that has
weird.
literally just happened within the last handful of hours.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it's so bad.
It's kind of funny, like I had all this stuff that I wanted to talk about today, and then like we had this like huge bombshell kind of go off like a few hours
I feel
ago.
like it's a bombshell, but also not a bombshell, but also a bombshell. But we'll get into it.
It's like, yeah, it's like it's a
total
bombshell,
sense.
but it's an expected bombshell. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like, oh yeah.
It's not
I get
surprising,
that.
but
Yeah.
I guess we'll get into that in a bit. But I think the first thing I want to go down the list here of what last Monday's Raw was. So we had another weird Raw, and it was pretty much reported by everybody that Vince did indeed have a big say in Raw last Monday and changed a lot of shit, and he did it all remotely. He wasn't even there. It's like he got sent the script, and he was just like, no, we ain't doing that.
You know what it is? He found out Zoom is a thing.
Yeah, he learned about Zoom. He's like, oh shit, I can just do this from my home.
I can stay in Connecticut. I don't have to be around sneezing people. Oh, how about I'll be here?
So, once again, unsurprisingly, most of what was cut at Raw were women's segments. You know, in typical Vince McMahon fashion. Very on brand from Vince McMahon.
Man, it's just, I don't get why. That's like the thing.
I don't know.
Drawn so many people.
They
to
have
your
such
product over the
amazing
past few
women's
years.
talents. It's like, why are you just not, why are you the way that you are, old man?
Yeah, no, seriously, why the fuck are you like this? Go home, nobody wants you. But like, it's one of those things where the only thing that was propping up the whole freaking WWE for a few years was the women's division, you know, during the women's revolution thing that they always talk about, and that whole thing. Like, it was a big thing. They did a whole lot. They made it like actual wrestling rather than, you know, the Butterfly Divas belt. We don't talk about that too much, though. But like, they did a whole lot, and now you're just like, I don't care.
Well, when
go home.
Raw came around, I was like, okay, Street Profits versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. That's strange to just randomly have. But in my mind, I was like, okay, well, I went to that house show last Saturday, and they were already here, so they were probably, they were already in Chicago. So I'm like, oh well, they probably just had another match. But it's not what happened.
Oh,
so apparently, the original plan for that segment or that slot was Piper Niven versus Candice LeRae.
Which is, why aren't you doing that all the time?
Completely pulled that from the card. And
why?
No, it goes further than that. Not only was the match pulled, but a backstage segment that had them both involved with Trish Stratus was also pulled.
Why?
And they were on like an hour before the show type of deal.
We just had
that was completely
Trish
scrapped.
Stratus promo instead.
So like that was completely scrapped and replaced with the Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. And I don't mean to. I'm not dumping on either of them because they're all fucking talented as shit. But like,
they put on a good match. But like,
damn,
what the fuck are we doing here?
I feel like that's the first time we've seen both of them on a Raw in a very long time.
The Street Profits and
just Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
Well, last time I really saw Cedric Alexander on Raw, he had a Nigerian accent. So
I think I've seen him since then, haven't I?
Have we? No, that was Cedric. Was that Cedric Alexander?
He was with Bobby Lashley there towards like. Has he done stuff
I'm
since
thinking
Bobby
of
Lashley?
Wait, am I thinking of Cedric Alexander or the other one? Who's the other
You're
guy?
thinking of Apollo Crews, right?
Apollo Crews. That's the guy who had the Nigerian accent.
Yeah,
one of them did. I always get those two mixed up because I don't fucking see him enough.
I know. They're
like, it's not their fault. They're completely different. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like they don't even look the same. What are you doing?
Yep.
Like, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't see them enough, so I don't remember what their fucking name is. Even though Apollo Crews went down to NXT and did all that shit, and shit. God, I just never mind. We're gonna be done because it's just more ranting. This is just gonna be me losing my shit for an entire episode, which is fine. It's fine.
Well, isn't that what every episode is? Is just us losing our shit the whole time?
Okay, all right, fair. I guess it makes me feel a little better.
Oh, so that was pulled. The next thing that was altered, we had Mustafa Ali and Chad Gable. They had their match, and it was super abrupt. And
yeah, it was weird. It was really short.
It was it was scheduled. Like that was what was supposed to happen, but Vince cut time from it. So that's why that was the way that was.
It was weird, stilted, and quick, and it was like jerky, and just the whole thing didn't flow well. And learning that they cut time out, it's like, oh, they had to hurry some shit up.
There was a lot of other stuff that was like winners and losers would change, finishes were changed, time was cut from different stuff. There was a backstage segment featuring Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, and some other women talent that was also completely scrapped. So
yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff.
Everybody
wasn't there stuff with like Bianca
Belair
Belair that they were supposed to do, and then they just didn't do it? Someone was supposed to be their champion, something, I don't know, but like there was a whole bunch of people that were literally women's wrestlers that were supposed to be on the show, and it's just like get rid of all the women.
Well, all the women's segment matches that were cut, it was Candice LeRae, Sonya Deville, Piper Niven, Tamina, and Zelina Vega. That was all cut. There was an entire backstage damage control segment that was completely cut. So Bailey and
when there's still
all that.
Oh,
Do
well,
what?
Doesn't matter. No, never mind.
So that's very, very strange.
Yeah, it was strange.
We'll
say strange.
It was a weird episode of Raw, but it was at least still better than the one after WrestleMania. But
I don't know. I think this is more damaging.
This isn't a situation I should be trying to make more positive. It's a shit situation.
This is worse. Actually, I'll say this. This is worse than the Raw after WrestleMania. And here's why. Raw after WrestleMania, Vince is in town. Vince gets his grubby little hands all over everything.
Yeah.
Messes everything up.
Well, he was
fine. We can give it a one-off.
He was there in person. You're right.
He was there, literally there that
remote.
weekend.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that tells me a whole fucking bunch, which means his ass ain't even got to be in town no more. He can do it from the fucking French Riviera.
He learned how to use a computer, and that's a problem.
He learned Zoom was a thing, and he found out that he could do it from his yacht called, and I shit you not, the Sexy Bitch. That is actually his yacht's name. Look it up.
That's amazing.
I fucking hate this man. I hate Vince McMahon.
Just a worthless piece of shit.
I fucking hate him. Every time he just makes everything fucking worse.
I think it was the last one. I don't think we talked about it since. About the Twitch deal with WWE. I mentioned.
We did. We talked about it.
We talked about it, but it was before like details were out, right? I don't remember.
Oh no, it was right about the time the details came out. We were doing that because I remember us talking about
but I mentioned that
being mostly to the.
Okay, maybe we did
worker.
talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if like that was official yet, and we had talked about it being official, or.
No, because that had just when we were doing this last week, it had just been a thing.
Okay. But yeah, so Twitch deal. Talent is getting more of a cut than normal streamers do. WWE is taking a one singular digit cut. It didn't go into specification, but a singular digit % cut from Twitch's side of Twitch's cut. So
like 5 or something.
It's like it is a hell of a deal. So
9, just barely it.
I mean, shit, but that's the thing. Even they could take a double-digit cut, and it would still be fine with me as long as it's from the Twitch side, you know?
Yeah, right? Fuck it.
Who gives a shit how big the cut is if it's from Twitch's side?
Like none of that matter. Like, as soon as they said, oh, our cut's from Twitch's side, well, fuck it. Don't care. Oh, who gives a shit? That means that the worker is still making out better than you two.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. You guys can fight if it's 50, even if they go with the 50-50 thing, like their splits 50-50, it's still that still means Twitch gets what 41% of it. That's still less than what the other person's getting. Fuck them.
Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler, it was reported they had requested the releases, and didn't really hear anything much about that. But they were seen on like an NXT show or something shortly after that. But and then we just had like silence for a while, and I think it was Monday. I think it was on Raw, like or during Raw. They both tweeted out like the same tweet at the exact time, and they were denied the release.
Yes.
So now it looks like they're just going to be sitting on their ass until their contracts expire later in the year, and then they'll probably get picked up by literally anybody, I would imagine.
I'm sure. Throw a fucking dart. There's people that want them.
They won't have trouble going.
I hear AEW is going to have a whole new show that they need people on.
Also, so during like the lead up to like Mania, there were several things that we're talking about with Stone Cold, because Stone Cold had that fucking awesome match with Kevin Owens at the WrestleMania before that.
That's all we need to worry about. We need to never do anything else ever again.
I agree, but like Stone Cold was approached with several different offers for Mania. One was for Roman Reigns, one was for Brock Lesnar, so on and so forth. But they were all turned down, and apparently the reason why Stone Cold, straight from Stone Cold's mouth, is he was in the process about to be filming a new TV show. So he was going to be spending all of his time with that. He wouldn't be able to get in WrestleMania shape by the time that came around. So, I mean, probably for the best. Like, I mean, what part of WrestleMania would you have like replaced with a Stone Cold match that would have been like worse than a Stone Cold match? I can't even think of anything.
No.
Like the Stone Cold match, like with what we had with Kevin Owens was like its own little thing, and it was fantastic for what they did. And that's where that should be left. We don't need Stone Cold again. I think that's where it should stay. That was an absolutely fantastic like match. And
now, if we're gonna have him just come in and clear a ring, and like just do something like that at the end of a match, that's fine.
Do the stunner to everybody segment, so that all of the
stunner everybody. Fine, fuck it. Let's do it.
So a lot of like the newer upper talent can have their go at selling a Stone Cold stunner.
You can bump on a stunner. That's part of the
I feel like
getting onto the like fully accepted on the main roster.
That's literally like I feel like the greatest honor is being able to oversell Stone Cold stunner.
Oh yeah, just over bump for everything. Just fucking rock bump for a stunner. Up over on your head, I would fucking do it too.
Yeah,
just the worst, fucking
the most
stupid oversell.
Crackhead way possible.
I'm bumping like fucking Heartbreak Kid over here. I'm gonna Shawn Michaels this shit if I'm taking a stunner.
So I saw that WWE is about to have a new show apparently on USA.
Are they?
But it's not what you think. It's not what you think.
Do we need something?
It is going to be apparently a game show.
What?
Yes. Where it's going to be WWE superstars versus children. Answering trivia, not beating each other up. I feel I should clarify.
Okay. See, now I'm less interested. I just want to get I wanted a recreation every week of that Sting commercial from the 90s.
Yeah, the Sting.
Where he breaks and just beats the living hell out of a 12-year-old child.
Oh my god, that commercial's legendary.
I love that commercial. That's my favorite commercial ever. But like, that would be more interesting. Okay, you're gonna have Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
That's literally what I was just about to say. It's like WWE version of that.
They're all WWE wrestlers. The answer is no, they're fucking not.
Better yet,
there's some smart wrestlers, but there's not that kind of fucking smart wrestler.
You know what the alleged name of the show is gonna be?
Oh God, what?
Tall versus Small. Is that not the just worst name you've ever heard?
Oh, worse. Are they gonna be like doing
Holy shit, that's
obstacle
bad.
courses? Is this? Wait, I take it back. I take it back. I don't want a recreation of. I want American Gladiators,
Or Wipeout.
kids versus the fucking wrestlers. If
Mm.
you do that for me, if
Yes,
that's
yes.
tall versus small, I'm in.
Yes.
If I get to watch John Cena fucking use or just like, I don't know, pick a really weird wrestler to do it in, like some fucking NXT guy to throw out there and give him one of those like padded batons that they had on American Gladiator,
Yeah.
and just knock the shit out of an 11-year-old girl, I'm happy. Let's do this.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to be a
I'm there
trivia
every
show,
week.
but I would much rather watch that. That'd be way better.
It's gonna be a trivia show. I hate this. This is sad.
I don't.
Because what it's gonna just expose is like, oh, there's a reason you're a wrestler, isn't there?
Right. I don't know. Don't know why we need that. I thought that was
We
really
don't.
dumb, but you know, whatever. I guess.
You know. Actually, I can explain a lot of that, a lot of stuff like that, some of the moves for that. And actually, it kind of might explain the mustache. Vince wants to be Walt Disney of wrestling.
Oh my God, he does look like Walt Disney. I didn't even put that together. Till now.
That's why Disney was one of the people that he's dealt with so much. That's why Fox was a thing. That's kind of also why Disney was in the running to be who bought WWE. He wants to be remembered as Walt Disney of wrestling. That's kind of the switch to PG as well.
Yep.
So that's why we get a trivia show with our fucking workers and a bunch of children.
Yep. Because that's what everybody
I
wants.
don't want to be here anymore.
So a random piece of thing. This is even more random to me because I watched like I don't know, like a month or so ago. I was watching an interview with Ted DiBiase Jr. from Sean Ross Sapp. And all of a sudden it comes out that he's stealing money from needy people and could be going to jail for like 100 years. So that's fun.
The extent of it was surprising to me. But if you know anything about Ted DiBiase and Ted DiBiase Jr., it all makes sense.
He's also involved in this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's actually, they've been up on this for a while.
Well, there's a
then.
lot of people involved in this, I guess I
Yeah.
should say. Just not
there's
them two. There's a
it's not
bunch.
it's not just the DiBiase's like fucking $1 million Ted is trying to get the
three
money.
DiBiase's involved.
There's just 3 of them and then other people.
Yeah.
Like it's an extensive thing, but like this makes like I think this is all just coming to like finality on everything and starting to happen because I remember this a couple of years ago coming up that they were getting in trouble. So I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where charges for everything take a while and trials and shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked. So much time.
So
Holy shit.
the money that was misappropriated was $77 million.
There's no such thing as misappropriation of $77 million.
Right? Like what? Like what the fuck? That's great. Like I don't understand. It's amazing to me what people think that they'll be able to get away with.
Yeah, like if you're gonna tell me I misplaced in the budget of a multi-million-dollar company tens of thousands of dollars, I'll even give you up to $100,000. That would probably be like, yeah, I can see where that just fucking goes somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we make millions upon millions yearly or millions upon millions monthly. So that can just fucking disappear. Okay, $77 million?
I mean, that's just insane.
We're fucking stretching it, homie.
So
You were stretching it at 7. You went 70 times that.
They obtained federal funds from the
What?
Emergency Food Assistance Program, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Program, and they just used it to buy stuff. I know Ted DiBiase Jr. specifically. He bought a new car, a boat, and put a down payment on a house.
They just bought stuff. It wasn't like they moved it and did
Right,
it. They
that's
just
what
like,
makes
I'm
this
taking
even
the
crazier
fucking
to
money and
me.
using it. It's so stupid.
He just went and bought dumb shit. He bought a fucking boat. Like that's the stupidest thing you could buy. But it looks like,
man.
it looks like after a federal audit was completed, it looks like DiBiase Jr. was asked to return $3.9 million. Ted DiBiase Sr. was ordered to pay $722,000, and Brett, the brother, was asked to pay $225,000. Where did the $3.9 million? Well, like, what the fuck did he do with $3.9 million?
Did you buy one McLaren? It's 3.9 million. That's 1.2, but whatever. Anyway, it's a stupid joke. No, that's a fucking shitload of money, dude.
I don't. How do you think that you could steal that much money and you're gonna be fine? Just get away with it.
I don't know, dude. That's so like I can think of thought processes on how to do stuff like that. Like, that's not a problem. And I could think of where people could even come up with that. But at some point, you have to look around and go, we have taken a shitload of money.
Yeah.
They are going to fucking find out. Or was it that there were so many people taking money from it that nobody really fucking took the time to look? And by the time they got caught, everyone's like, well, I took some, did you? Yeah. Oh, we are fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Like, that's what I figure happened, is like everybody was just sticking their hand in the cookie jar, and by the time it's fucking empty, they're like, oh, we all fucked up.
Yeah.
I know I didn't take that much. You had to take some too. So we're all screwed, right?
It's like Office Space. When he's just
Yes.
like, oh, we just move a decimal over, we'll just get like a little bit of money, and then it goes like a
yeah,
day, and there's just
two
like
spaces, and it's like
fuckload
millions.
of money in there the next
It's
day.
like
It's like, oh god, what have we done?
Fucking multi-million-dollar. I'd have burned the place down too. Fuck it, whatever.
Oh, so he's got
deeper.
one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and to commit theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, 6 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering. If
They tried, but he didn't do well enough, did you?
If convicted, maximum penalty of 5 years in prison just for the conspiracy count. Each wire fraud count holds a maximum penalty of 20 years. That's a piece. He had 6 of those.
Fuck off.
6 of them. And
Fuck off.
10 years maximum penalty for each theft of receiving federal funds and money laundering. He had 4 of those. Bro's gonna be going to jail forever.
So what they'll do is they'll add some of it together and make some of it concurrent.
Yeah.
So they'll add, what they'll do is if he gets arrested, he gets convicted on all of it. What they'll do
And
is
that's
those 20 year
maximum.
sentences.
That's not like minimum either.
Right. What they'll do is he's going to give him the maximum because he's like, fuck all that. What he'll probably end up doing, it's like, you're doing 20 years concurrently. So that means all of these count for 20 years when you're doing one set. And then on top of that, I'm adding another 10 years that is 4 of them consecutive, or what is it? What did I say? The other way. Anyways, concurrently. And it's going to be 30 years though. But it's going to be 30 years, Ted DiBiase Jr. How much time you got left in life? You're going to be looking like your dad by the time you get out.
You know, what's so funny about this whole situation is that interview I was watching with him, and Sean Ross Sapp asked him, like, would you go back to WWE if like they want, like, if that was like an option? And he said, if I did, it would only be for the money. It's like, oh, you don't have enough money? Seems to me like you got plenty of money.
No, he didn't. That's why he stole it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that $3 million has got to be somewhere, right? He bought a house, a boat, and a car. Did he just buy a really nice house?
Okay, probably a very nice house, probably a very nice car, and it's a boat. They're all fucking expensive.
That's true.
Now, on top of that, I'm also going to assume that another portion of that went to an undisclosed number of hookers and an undisclosed amount of blow.
Probably. I think that's fair to assume.
We are talking about the DiBiases. They are carnies. They're gonna spend it on drugs and sex.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Oh God. Well, before we dive into this whole Vince McMahon lawsuit and the draft stuff, I think it's definitely we gotta talk about that new fucking title belt.
It's dope.
It is.
I don't care what anybody says.
So good. dude. Okay,
Anybody
so
that says it is ugly, they're obviously
I'm-
blind or have bad taste.
I was so confused because I have seen only praise for that belt. Then you show me that video from What Culture Wrestling, and
What fucking
all
moron?
they did was shit on it the whole time, and that video has like 3 times as many dislikes as likes now.
Oh no, that's the funny thing. They shit on it, and immediately I was seeing nothing but comments about, "Hey, I like this belt. This belt's kind of nice.
And
I don't
then-
know, dude. I think it's kind of classy.
I was
Hey, it looks like it brings together everyone." Like it was nothing but good shit, and I'm like,
right.
you people took the L on this. All of you assholes wanted to hate it and thought that the internet was going
Who's
to
gonna hate
We
it
looked
too?
at it and went,
Exactly.
No, that actually looks kind of dope.
They fucked
It
up.
looks like an actual belt, like an actual title belt.
And like, I watched a Wrestle Talk video today, and you know they all loved it, but like they were
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
how the internet was, or like Twitter was like divided on it. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know that I have seen a single negative thing about that belt from
I don't
anybody.
think I've seen
Like, it looks
anything.
fantastic. It is literally the best of both worlds, and they did it in a way that is perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We talked about it as soon as it came up. Like we were messaging back and forth. Like it's perfect. It's exactly what it needed to be. It's new. It's also very classic looking.
Yeah.
It's got the modern touches to it, but it's classic. It brings everything together. It's gonna look good around someone's waist.
Yeah.
It's just gonna look good, and it's gonna be fucking great. And we've already got Seth fucking Rollins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah,
eyeing it.
Seth freaking Rollins.
So we don't know where this is going. And I mean, he's a good shout for a first person to put it on. I mean, he's been Universal and WWE champion, so why not? He's not a bad person. I just don't like his gimmick right now. It's annoying.
Like,
But that's beside the point.
it's, and it was said that the new belt was 100% Triple H's idea, which is
It 100%
obvious.
looks like it.
like nothing about that
100%.
belt looks like a Vince McMahon decision. So
No, that looks exactly like he was like listening to Motorhead while drawing that. That's
And
what that was.
it's so awesome. They literally, the main plate is the big gold with some extra points on it.
Yes. Oh my God.
Other
And
than those extra
middle
points,
part
it's
where
the same exact shape.
Yeah, no, but the middle part where the globe is usually for
Mhm.
that stuff,
Yeah,
and it's just the circle with the WWE
yeah,
on it, the new WWE logo. Fucking perfect.
yeah. I've seen some pictures like on online of like people like changing it a little bit. Because one thing I will say, when they show like the pictures on the website of it, like well lit and like, you know, like where you
Yeah.
can really see it HD, it does look a little, the W and the black globe in the middle does look a little bit aggressive. And I saw
I
some
can see that.
pictures of people like leaving the globe there, but actually making that gold instead of black, and it's just the
would've liked that
WWE logo. That looked really sick, but
I would probably like that better.
right,
it's
but that's
still-
like special circumstance kind of lighting, right? Like I feel like when we
Yeah.
saw it on Raw in like the normal lighting as it was just out there and not, you know, professionally photographed,
it
you
had
know,
a shine.
it
to
looked
that was
fucking
nice.
great. It looked perfect.
Yeah. Like it wasn't. What is it? It's a 10-footer. Looks, or it's a 15-footer. Looks good from 15 feet. But you get up
Yeah.
close and you get some really detailed shit, and it's like, I don't really like that black, but I mean, from back here
It's
where you're
like-
seeing
it-
it on
it is a
fucking
little-
hard cam, it's great.
It kind of contrasts a little bit, but as I said, like on TV, like every picture I've seen of it on TV, yeah, like it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it kind of
They also said,
photo it videos well.
I don't remember. I'm trying to. They said, I don't remember who said it, but apparently the belt literally is heavier than both the Universal and the WWE title combined.
Yeah, no shit. That we didn't all know that. I mean,
Oh wait, I know.
The
I think I know what it
Universal-
was. I think it shows the weight of the belt on the WWE shop. You can literally can already go on there and buy it,
oh, I knew it as soon as they put it out. I'm like, they already have that for sale.
dude. It's
shop.
$500. If it wasn't, I want it. I want it, but
I want that. I want the AEW title. I want them.
it weighs
those
9 pounds.
Those two together would look great because those are two very nice.
Dude, I always wanted to buy the big gold, but the problem with buying one of the big gold belts is that's what everybody wants. And most of the ones that you find like resold and whatnot on eBay or whatnot are like cheap, shitty belts made overseas that are like super
The old
thin and
plastic
garbage.
ones.
Well, they're not even. They're still metal, but they're not. They're made
they're not
like
good.
you know in China or whatever, and they're like really thin and they don't look good.
Right.
They don't have like none of the stuff is like raised. So it's like
it's just
and you
like
can't like
printed on almost.
right, and you can't like when you're looking at pictures online. Sometimes it's hard to tell unless you're like looking at it in person, you know. So that's why I've never fucked with trying to get one of those. But shit, dude, I'll get one of these. So
Yeah.
if there's a weird cut, yeah, my shit died. So we lost like a few minutes of footage, but we're back and we're good.
We're good.
Anyways, I don't remember where we left off, but the moral of the story is the new belt looks fucking great. And if anybody disagrees, then they're stupid. Like I think that's the moral of the story.
End of fucking story. Anybody who doesn't like it has bad taste
Is
and
wrong.
is wrong. Is just wrong.
But
Objectively.
Yes, I mentioned that realistically, the best case scenario I think is Cody. The best case scenario regards the draft. So the draft, there's a lot going on with the draft. There's a lot of talk about hard brand split, especially after what Triple H said. And there's also talks again about doing show exclusive pay-per-views. That way each show will have 2 months to, build up a pay-per-view. And like that would be great. I'd be down for that.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that.
The problem was last time everybody started doubling up on pay-per-views. So there was literally 2 a month.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the other thing I was talking about. Like, if they were doing, separate pay-per-views and they were going to do, one every 2 weeks, hell no. But if they were going to do it, still do it monthly, but split the shows, and that would literally give each show 2 months to build a pay-per-view. And that would be great.
That would mean a combined, like they're doing 4 combined pay-per-views together.
Right.
You get Survivor Series, WrestleMania. What do you call that?
That's the best way for them to do monthly pay-per-views. For sure.
I think so too. Like you do the brand split pay-per-views for the little ones. If you're gonna build up for the other ones, you get, like I said, you get what do you call that? What's the other thing? Fucking Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like in SummerSlam.
Yeah, they like the big ones. Yeah, well, that's how they did it in the past as well. Like,
right.
The big ones
but then
were
they
still
started
shared.
doubling them up, and it's like 2 a month. And I remember that shit going.
Nobody wants that shit.
There's not a chance you can make me fucking do this.
But
and everyone's like, please don't do that. If you're gonna do 2 months, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
So if that ends up happening, they end up doing like the hard brand split, which I'm still, that's a skeptical thing to me. I don't feel like that's gonna happen, but I'd be here for it if they did. The best case scenario with that new belt, Cody gets drafted to SmackDown, the Bloodline gets drafted to SmackDown, so Cody continue his story. I hate even saying that; it makes my just roll my eyes and want to vomit. Continue his story against Roman,
I'm gonna die.
and then eventually take the belts from Roman. Then the new world heavyweight title goes to Raw, and we give that to freaking Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Let's just give it to Seth Rollins like that. We'll start that off strong. Start it off there. And I don't know if Seth Rollins stays on Raw, which I don't see any reality where he won't. I don't know who would be a better person from Raw to give the belt first.
LA Knight. Always put the belt on him.
Let them give it to Seth Rollins first and let LA Knight take it off of him, because that would be better. That would work. That would lead to a better outcome.
That would be a better outcome. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I think I mentioned. I think I mentioned last week, or I think I did. I had it written down. Apparently, it's rumored like there's a lot of push to have LA Knight win the Money in the Bank ladder match this year. So.
Oh, LA Knight as an asshole with a fucking Money in the Bank. Yeah,
dude,
give me more of that, buddy.
Dude, I'm so glad I got to see LA Knight live, and it's like it wasn't just a match. Like everybody's matches were just matches. LA Knight came out and did an actual promo before his match. He was like the only one, and I'm like, of all the people you give to do a promo, god damn it, you picked the right one.
I mean, how else are you gonna pick anybody? It's like, who do we get to talk? That motherfucker right there. He talks them into fucking seats.
Yes.
Give it to
yeah.
LA. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, fuck, I
shit.
love LA Knight. He's fucking best. Let me
oh.
talk to you.
Let me talk to you. Freaking the draft. So back onto the draft. So the draft is, depending on when you're watching, it is this Friday SmackDown, which is the 28th.
Yes.
There's a lot talked about with the draft, but it's all, it's all speculation. So, this isn't really something you should even take to
I
heart.
mentioned it earlier. I'm just gonna let I'm just gonna let it go.
Right.
Chips fall where they may. It's either gonna work out or it's gonna be a complete fucking shit show. Either way, I'll probably watch and have fun with it.
The main thing that will happen from this that will be exciting is the NXT call-ups. Like, this is a good way to make that happen. And I'm sure we'll have a handful. The ones right now that are heavily talked about and considered and rumored to be like the top of the list of NXT draft picks are Pretty Deadly.
Yep.
Especially after their match where they lost and got put in the trunk of a car to, I'm assuming, being murdered by Tony D'Angelo's Pizzeria or whatever.
Yes, it was very interesting.
So they're dead now, but canon. So that means they're obviously going to be on main roster now, clearly.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes is another one that is highly expected. Ilya Dragunov is another highly expected one.
That's a good one.
Zoe Stark and Tyler Bate. Those are the big ones. The only other one is not quite as expected because of what's storyline has been going on with NXT is Braun Breaker. Like, he's another one that's high on that list, but...
Well, I could tell you two people who definitely aren't going right now, and that's Grayson Waller and Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
And that's because they both got hurt last
I saw that.
night.
I saw that.
So, that's not good. There was somebody else that got hurt. There was 3 injuries on fucking NXT.
God damn.
Yeah, 3 people. I can't remember. Indy hurt her knee or ankle.
Yeah.
And then Grayson hurt his knee or ankle, one or the other. Grayson's was weird. And Indy just folded up weird on a fucking moonsault spot. It was weird. But there was 3 people got hurt. But yeah, those people probably are gonna go. I wish Braun Breaker would just go ahead and go. Just bring him on as a fucking heel. Just do it. I want him doing Steiner math every week.
So those are the highly picked ones. It said it seems to be Braun Breaker is less expected given like what he's doing storyline right now with NXT. So I mean he still could, but he seems to be a little bit less likely than the others. So rumored, this isn't like just massive grain. It's a whole shaker. So
right.
rumored
fucking bucket.
Rumored things in the draft. Spoilers, I guess. So don't listen if you want to believe any of this. Bloodline SmackDown, given that's happening, like for sure, 100%.
Probably.
Cody Raw. That one I'm a little torn on because I feel like that he should go to SmackDown and continue that, but they
I almost just
probably
don't care anymore either.
They probably want to keep USA probably wants to keep Cody. So
a little bit.
Judgment Day goes to SmackDown. That would be fantastic, and it makes the most sense because Rhea Ripley's SmackDown Women's Champion, So either Judgment Day goes to SmackDown, or we finally just dissolve Judgment Day. And just have them and split them up and do their own thing, Don't care either way. Imperium to Raw. Now, if Imperium goes to Raw, that means Raw has both mid-card titles, which would mean Theory to SmackDown. And I feel like I'm down with all of that.
I really just don't care.
Cody thing.
Yeah, I just don't. There's so much going on there that it's just.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens Raw.
Right.
Which Owens is already on Raw. Sami Zayn, I think so. I don't fucking know anymore because it doesn't matter. Everybody's
That's what always
everywhere.
happens. That's why we're here. That's why we're fucking here again. It always happens that way.
It's like we start off this way, and we're good for a few months where everything's a hard split, and then it just starts slowly crumbling from there. This is the whole. We get this like thing going, right? This whole.
Oh, and then we have free agents all of a sudden.
We
Every
have-
week there could be a free fucking agent
Yeah.
that comes over.
We have
Oh,
this.
I hate the
We have
draft.
this cycle, right? We have this cycle where it's like, all right, hard brand split. We're gonna do the draft. Everybody's gonna go in their places, and we're gonna do hard brand split. And then it just slowly crumbles. And then what happens? Oh no, we gave the fucking some stupid asshole both of the world titles. And I guess now we're just gonna have to morph them into one belt. And then after a year, it's like, well, you know what? I think we should do 2 belts again. And then there's 2 belts. And then what do? We do the whole fucking cycle over again. We merge the belts, we make a new belt, then we make another belt, and then we merge those belts, and then fucking do another belt, and it just, god damn it, this has been like the 5th time, dude. I'm over it. Done.
The whole thing's fucking dumb. Every time we
It's
bring
just the
and
worst
every
cycle.
time you're like, oh, I think you said it this time. It's the draft. It'll work. It's like, no, it
No.
doesn't. We always fucking know it doesn't. It's
it may
stupid.
work for the like short term for a bit, and then it just
Does
all goes
nothing.
to shit. Every time. It's how it happens every time.
Every fucking time. Because
Now-
they go, oh, wait, we fucked up. Wait, we got to do something about that. Shit.
So
Move them over to Raw without saying anything.
some people like they had a big draft like poster of like all the people that are gonna be in the draft. There were some omissions from the poster. Johnny Gargano, AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, and Big E, all injured. So that makes sense why they would not be on the thing. Did not know that Johnny Gargano was injured. Apparently, I think it was some kind of knee or ankle injury or something. I don't remember. I didn't write that down, but
recently, I
AJ
don't
Styles we
remember when.
knew about. Bobby Roode, I think he's had some pretty bad. I think it was a back injury or his neck injury.
Yeah,
don't
he
remember.
had surgery.
Yeah. So Roode will
So-
he'll be gone for a while. Big E, you know, his entire career basically at this point is up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with that.
Right.
The other omissions: Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and Bray Wyatt. Another thing we like to do in the draft as well is like have a big surprise or whatever. So like I wouldn't put it past them to have, especially Bray Wyatt, be like this a surprise pick and show up. I guess that would be a good way to bring him back. I don't know that I give a shit either way right now. I feel like now with Bray Wyatt, he's gonna have to do something big to like make up for all of the bad, because it's not been good.
I'm literally at the point with wrestling. I like it. I'll watch it, and I enjoy it in the moment.
Yeah.
But getting excited about stuff, there's not a thing that's exciting to me.
Yep.
I don't care. Yeah, right now there's nothing. I mean, WWE.
You get excited about
you-
when it happens, not before.
Yeah, why it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I have no anticipation for anything because I'm waiting for it to go to shit. Is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fucking drop, and that's what it is. Right now with WWE, I'm having to worry about, oh, is Vince gonna fuck up the whole fucking thing?
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Apparently
every
so.
time.
We're just
What
not.
What are you assholes
fun
taught him
allowed.
what Zoom was and just the whole pandemic? He didn't fucking do it. He was there every day.
Yeah.
We went through the entire pandemic without a fucking Zoom meeting from him, and now he can do it remotely. Good. Thank you for that. Thank you for whoever told him that was a good idea. Don't come to Raw. Just tell us what you want, and now he has to do it. Great. And with AEW, I don't know what they're fucking booking at any point in time, so I don't care.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. So whatever.
One last thing to note about the draft that I thought was very weird. The talent are apparently not being told ahead of time,
Yeah, it's weird, right?
so that they can be surprised.
It's weird, right?
Which I feel like that is. I don't think it's weird. I think it's kind of fucked up because a lot of these people, I imagine, they've got their travel partners, right? That they split, you know, their hotels and driving and whatnot with. You've got the relationships. You know, you got people like Seth and Becky Lynch, which realistically they will probably end up on the same show. I doubt they would fuck them over like that. So I feel like doing that not telling them
Oh,
beforehand is kind of fucked
ye
up.
of little fucking faith. Let me tell you, a few years ago, they did that twice with people that were in relationships, split them up.
Mhm.
They did that with Seth and Becky when they were first started together. They did it to them. They did split them up.
Yeah,
And
but
they put them together.
They do have a child
they do it.
now that they
Well,
bring.
no, that really doesn't matter to Vince.
Well, to
If
Vince
Vince
it doesn't
wants-
matter.
No,
For
but to
sure.
other people, they're gonna be like, "Hey, can you not fuck up a family?" You're gonna be like, "It's just business, bud. Whatever, fuck 'em."
If Vince,
But
you know,
he'll
fucking
do it.
does the final thing and everything, which he does, it seems. Yeah, for sure. That shit doesn't matter at all.
We're all fucked as far as that goes. I also find it fucked up when this whole thing is you're not only talking about these people's lives, what about your business situation? What if your whole idea is we're going to put these two people together and they don't want to fucking work together?
Yeah.
What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about people that don't like each other? What are you going to do? You're not going to tell these people that they're moving to another fucking spot.
Yeah.
You're gonna-
it's- the
Instead
whole
of
thing
working
is
Mondays,
dumb.
you work Fridays now. So fuck off. What? You're not telling them beforehand so they can make plans? I don't know. Maybe they have a fucking life
Right.
where
Like
they have
that's
to do shit.
that's
I
so
have
fucking
doctor's
dumb.
appointments. Vince, what are you fucking gonna make me do? Jesus, it's
Yeah.
so stupid. I hate this.
That was really, really dumb to read. I don't know what the fuck they're
But
thinking with that.
right now, with like the real big story of this whole thing that we're gonna talk about, are we really surprised? Are we really that surprised?
No. Well,
The
the
least worst.
problem is you can hope for the best, but the best is unfortunately also the worst.
Yeah, it's just all bad.
I guess there's this. The last thing is this new Vince lawsuit. Well, it's Vince and WWE is being sued. There's so much. It's a 31-page thing. I think realistically, we'll probably have to do some kind of standalone video on it. But I did want to kind of do like a brief overview of what is being discussed in the lawsuit. So.
Just listen, guys. Preface: I'm an edgy boy, but even I went.
I was
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
shocked at some of the shit that I read.
You have got to be fucking kidding me. That's all right. One of those things that she talked about in there actually happened on television, and nobody talks about it anymore. I did just a few minutes ago, but we'll hit
The
it.
lady, Brittany Abrams, I guess was her name. She was a
I guess, I don't know.
writer. The whole part of the thing is that she was discriminated and fired because she was, a black female writer for WWE. She is details some of the storylines that were written up regarding people like Bianca Belair, Apollo Crews, Mustafa Ali, like a whole bunch of different people. And there's just so much to all of this. So
I can't, man.
she complains of racial and gender stereotypes in scripts, including one instructing Belair to say, don't make me take off my earrings and beat your ass. Cruz and Apollo Crews to speak with a stereotypical, exaggerated Nigerian accent.
He did that on television for an entire fucking year. Why is this an allegation that's like so shocking?
Well, I think that's they're
Fuck me, dude.
obviously they lead with that because it fucking happened, you know.
Hey, here's this one thing. Now listen to the shit that didn't make it.
Oh my god. So the
Fuck,
thing
dude.
the thing that I saw from this that was by far the worst thing that I read was a storyline involving a love triangle or story regarding Aaliyah Mansour, Angel Garza was tasked to pitch a love storyline between wrestlers Aaliyah Mansour, Angel Garza, who are both Muslim. Miss Silvers and plaintiff pitched that Mansour has a secret that he's keeping from Aaliyah. Callahan disagreed with the secret. Or no, Miss Silvers and plaintiffs pitched that Mansour has a secret that he's keeping from Aaliyah. Callahan disagreed with the secret Miss Silvers and plaintiff wanted for the character. Instead, Callahan suggested, how about his secret is he's the one who's behind the 9/11 attacks?
Excuse me.
Like, what? So they were gonna do a storyline where Mansour, he had a secret that he was keeping from Aaliyah, and that secret was he was the one who did the 9/11 attacks. That was an
Not
actual
only that-
alleged pitch story.
Not only that, I'm gonna add on top of it, not only just blatant like bigotry there.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and add on top of that a nice little sprinkling of of sexism, because apparently also at some point Aaliyah was supposed to have a storyline where she had no agency over herself
Yeah.
and somebody else was controlling her entirely.
God. So,
After that,
And it was probably a man and probably Mansoor.
right.
after that was pitched,
Says Miss Silvers nervously laughed and said, "Let's not do that. Let's talk about the other
Oh,
part of the
fuck.
pitch." And then
Let's
Callahan says,
oh, so I guess you're the lead writer now. And then Miss Silvers again laughed nervously and said, just for this moment, can we talk about something else? Finalists, whenever a writer asked Callan a question, he would reply, "Ask Miss Silvers. She's the lead writer now, after all." Callan's comments.
No,
and conduct
you know what?
regarding- Were clearly.
This is the problem. This is the problem with all the situation. She's a nice lady, she sounds like. Okay?
Yeah.
She sounds like a nice lady. That was the problem. Because
Yep.
if you or I were in that meeting, I would have immediately go, "That's a fucking terrible idea. What is wrong with you?
Yes. Right.
Why would you even fucking suggest 9/11?
Right.
Why would that
You know,
come up
that-
in your brain?
Yeah.
Oh, Muslim 9/11. Okay, there's a whole bunch of other shit.
I think like
I don't know. You want to be racist but not be so blatantly fucked up? I don't know. He's got another wife. How
Like-
about that one?
like this whole like I feel like if somebody like how do you even react to that? Like if you're in
Oh,
there,
I would. That's exactly
would-
how I would react.
well, I
what the
would
fuck
literally
is wrong with you?
I would just probably have like a full-blown mental reboot and just assume that like what I heard was like me
Oh, no.
in a
No.
daze. Like
No,
like I
there's-
was poisoned or
you cannot
something.
let that go.
Like what the
That's
fuck?
one of those things that even me, and I've told fucking edgy shit. Oh, I'm the edgiest motherfucker you've ever met. And I would go, "Listen, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, but not everybody
This
is that
is like a
aggressive
bridge to
and can handle
fire.
situations like that.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the thing. Most people wouldn't, and she probably couldn't either. You would mentally reboot. I would literally go, I'm
I've-
fucking sorry, what?
I don't even know what I would have fucking said. I think
I
I would have just
literally
sat there in
would've said that.
silence and shock.
I'd have been like, did you just say fucking 9/11? Yeah. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you think that the first thing people want to see is a Muslim who may or may not have been involved? We already tried this in the 2000s. Do you not remember that? Do you not remember we
Muhammad
already did
Hassan.
this? Yeah, we already did this with Muhammad
Mhm.
Hassan.
Yep.
We're obviously you fuckers don't know anything about wrestling because you didn't know that that was a thing.
Right. And you know that thing with Muhammad Hassan,
Oh,
it was
God.
right before that. And then after it happened, like they had him come out and like do like an out of character like promo on the mic in the ring after 9/11 happened.
You want to know Vince? But you want to know what Vince thinks of people? He gave a man whose parents were Nigerian, who was born in Oakland. Oakland. He's born in Oakland. You can't get much more American than that. He made the man have a Nigerian accent for a year, and made him a
Yeah.
Nigerian prince for a year because his parents were okay. His parents are immigrants. Fantastic. That doesn't mean he's Nigerian. He's the most American human being you can look at right now. He's an athlete. He's done all this stuff, and you go, black guy, make him Nigerian. That's Vince.
Yeah.
That is Vince, and that's always been Vince. Vince fucking is a racist piece of
He's a
shit,
piece of
racist,
garbage.
bigoted, fucking piece of garbage. Yeah, we get it. Nobody can defend him.
and I wanna
And I get that there's a lawsuit, and I hope that whatever compensation is right. If she
Right.
really got, and I think probably she really did get fired because she was probably the only person that looked around and went, "What the fuck is going on?"
Without a
here?"
fucking doubt. Like, I want to clarify because after I said the Muhammad Hassan thing, I realized in my brain like that doesn't make sense. That was in 2000. That was in 2001. He wasn't in WWE in 2001. What happened with him was in 2005, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah, it was
did
after.
he did a thing where it was they were a bunch of masked Arab men who came out and was it
Which is
choked,
WWE in 2005.
armed with
They
clubs
were-
and piano wire, and they beat and choked out the Undertaker. And then
Yes.
3 days after that, the London
This
bombings
is-
took place, and then that's when
Yeah.
it was the next week he had to come out there and do a promo live after
Again,
that
this
whole
is
thing.
post 9/11 in the United States that we're doing this story.
Yeah.
Then the London bombings happened. It's just I don't fucking get how we're still here.
My whole thing
Or,
is
or
like,
why- it's-
that-
I don't get how he's still where he is.
I don't either, dude. I don't like.
It's just crazy. And it's you read shit like this. And again, this isn't. It's not like this is like unknown information. Like it's pretty blatantly obvious that Vince McMahon is a notorious piece of shit and has been most of forever.
but
Like the Endeavor deal. Like they like goes out there on TV and the guy is like, oh yeah, like when we had this deal in mind, like we didn't want just WWE, like we wanted Vince McMahon too. Like that was part of the deal. We wanted him and we wanted him to keep things going.
you
I'm
want
like, how
Vince
the fuck
now?
do you say that? Like how do you just fucking say that? Like that's just crazy.
I want to know
me.
what he thinks. I want to know what he thinks right fucking now.
yeah, dude, right?
I want to know what his thought process on how much he wants Vince McMahon there now. How great do you feel? Oh, look, we still got Vince McMahon.
Said that was the pretty much. I don't know what else was in that. There's 31 pages. I know there's a lot of stuff that's not.
Listen, I want to. You
written
and I
out.
can sit down at some
Yeah.
point and go through it and talk about it. Because I think we should go through it separately. Just read it and kind of pick some shit out that we want to talk. We
Right.
can talk about it later. Because this is a whole nother deep dive that I want to go through. Because I want to see how ridiculous.
Like I know
it
not
got.
not everything was completely laid out as specifically like how what we just talked about was, and I believe that what we just talked about was the worst and most offending thing on the thing, but
The-
31
the-
pages.
the
It's
everything
31
with-
pages. You know,
Everything with Mansoor and Aaliyah and Angel Garza was absolutely the worst. It was just, how do you fucking think that's a good idea?
right?
I get that, like, sometimes you throw ideas out in brainstorming, but those are the ones where people go, yeah, how about we don't do that? And everyone goes, yeah, that's really stupid, isn't it? That's really
I don't-
bad.
it's like,
It
there's-
was a thought.
You know, there's probably like this, like, you know, I don't even know how to word it, like unspoken, like level of authority among like the writers' room or whatever. It's like, oh, you know, when this guy says something or whatever, you just shut up and move on, you know, type of deal.
Oh, it's in everything. Everything is like that. There's a hierarchy to everything.
Hierarchy. That's
But
the
it's kinda
word
one
I
of
was
those-
looking
yeah.
for.
Everybody's
I knew there was a
that's
word.
that's how humanity works. Where
Yeah,
you work in
yeah.
hierarchies, family units on up. So yeah, there is one. There's a pecking order is another word for it.
Yeah.
In that place. What's Vince is at the top now. Fuck me.
Oh God. All right.
God damn it.
Well, that's
I'm getting depressed.
Thankfully, that's
I'm almost done.
That's all the WWE stuff for today. It's kind of a lot of stuff. As I said, that whole lawsuit thing just came out, so we'll try to do like a
Man,
full
there's
video
so
on
much
that.
shit that happened with WWE. I didn't even have time to look at other stuff. Like anything in, like I've been trying to look for stuff indie, like just some random stuff
got-
about people that might be coming up to like go places or anything that's going on within it. But there's been so much fucking WWE stuff. It's like everybody hates it. All the women are
Mhm.
pissed. Vince ruined everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, did you know he's also a racist? Okay, that's the least surprising thing, but okay. Thanks for the proof. Documented?
As far as AEW stuff goes, most AEW news nowadays is mostly positive. I think really the
Mostly.
only negative thing, well, there's a few negative things, but negative in like a different way. The first thing that I saw literally just earlier today, apparently Dark Escalation is getting canceled. This week is allegedly the last show. It's listed as the special and final episode of Dark Elevation, which I don't think anybody's gonna miss. I'm gonna be real. Like I don't think you needed
People-
2 shows.
People were watching Dark Elevation.
I know, but people exactly. But like we still got. I'm assuming regular Dark is still gonna be a thing.
Can I be honest? I forgot Dark Elevation even
Still
was a
happened?
thing, and I am subscribed with all the fucking bell notifications.
I don't.
Or
We got
that.
you know at this point we got Dynamite, we've got Rampage, and then we're gonna have Collision. Then we got Ring of Honor on Thursdays. We don't need Dark and Dark Elevation. I imagine Dark will stay. I think it would be really stupid of them to not do it like a weekly
Yeah.
YouTube show. They need a weekly YouTube show.
I
But
feel like
I
the
don't think we
weekly
need
YouTube
Dark
show
and
could,
Elevation. That didn't make any sense to me.
weekly YouTube
at
show
this
could be
point.
fun for like you can start seeing people that they're thinking about signing or thinking about
Right.
bringing on places.
Like
That
they've
could be
been doing
fun.
a lot of great shit with fucking
Brian Pillman Jr. and freaking Brock Anderson right now on Dark.
Yeah, weird, right? Hopefully
God,
that
I hope
goes
they
somewhere.
keep building those dudes up. I want that shit to be happening on the main roster.
Can we have more Arn Anderson on TV with his
With this
imaginary
Glock.
Glock?
Oh,
Fucking one in the chamber Arn.
so another thing. So Tony Khan has an announcement tonight. That's obviously depending on when you're watching this, right? As in the 26th of April.
Doesn't
And-
he fucking always?
Right. This time, I don't think there is a reality where that announcement is not going to be the official announcement for AEW Collision. The rumored, basically
Rumored-
official,
rumored. We
rumored
have a
basically
date for
happening.
it. It's June.
Basically
It's
happening
going to happen.
Saturday show. So that
I'm kind of
should
digging
be
the
happening
Saturday
today.
show vibe.
This dude, that I really hope that they, I hope it ends up being like a regular Saturday show. I'd be all
I
over
hope
that.
it stays as a Saturday show because it
Um,
would be fucking dope. When you need something that's like not sports related, well, not sports related
Yeah.
on a Saturday to do, because I do like watching like football on Saturdays, like college football, but it's like, fuck, dude, at some point I don't want to watch it in the night. Oh, look,
Yeah.
Collision's on. I guess I'll watch CM Punk and see if he'll bitch
Mhm.
about something and blow the whole thing up again. I'm waiting on that one. I need to know how long it's gonna be before he blows the whole fucking thing up again.
Well, we got a whole section of CM Punk. Don't worry.
Fuck.
But so some random like hiring contract stuff. So Hangman and Tony are Hangman and Tony are working
DK.
on a contract extension deal right now. So that's exciting. Hangman ain't
I'll
gonna
crack
be going
one open
anywhere.
for that.
Kota
like
Ibushi wants
Yes.
to join AEW. He's been talking to Kenny
Yes.
Omega, and he's said that he does want to have a sit-down conversation with Tony Khan.
Oh, please give me Kota Ibushi.
The other one
Love that,
is Tony Khan really wants Goldberg.
No, he fucking doesn't.
He does.
I will. You know what? When are
I
they
think-
closest? I think it's Houston. I'm going to Houston.
The,
I will throw something on stage every fucking time that's just a rock with a paper wrapped around it. I will bring a bucket of rocks
realistically,
with pieces of paper that just say, do not sign Goldberg.
Goldberg was being paid $2 million per Saudi match.
Not
I
a fucking
do
chance.
not see any reality of Tony Khan wanting Goldberg that bad. Like, let's be
Yeah, 'cause
real.
he doesn't have Saudi Arabian money.
No.
Which is, you know what? The first time I've ever been like, wow, Tony doesn't have enough money. It's kind of nice.
Well, a small bit of wholesome kind of news. Fucking Sean Spears. He's talking about he wants to win. He's never held a title. He wants to win a title for his newborn son, and he doesn't want to wrestle too much longer because
Fair.
him being, a dad now and all that. So
Right.
I can respect it. I hope Sean Spears does get a title of some kind because Sean Spears is the shit, and I fucking love Sean Spears.
Sean Spears went to a few plays. When he was in WWE, he was really good as Ty something. I don't know, Ty Dillinger, something like that. He was the 10 guy, his gimmick, perfect 10. That's why he's doing
Yeah.
it again. He was fucking awesome, and he was with Cody all the time,
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff when he was there, and then he got let go as one of those as people do, and it's like, fuck,
Yep.
dude, he's so good. He was one of those people that sat for forever and didn't get used, and then he was just gone.
He talked
And
about
it's
as
like,
well.
what the fuck,
'cause,
dude?
he had a son, and then I believe his mother passed away. And he talked about
Yeah.
how Tony Khan, he said Tony Khan said he gave me as long as I wanted. He said just you do you, and you come back when you're ready to come back. And I just fucking love hearing shit like that, dude. It's
Because,
just
I mean-
anti Vince McMahon. I love it.
It is. It's completely different. But that's just how you run a good business, anyways.
Right.
When you have the ability to. I mean, there's times when you're like, listen, dude, I can only have you so long, and that's different when you're in a small place and people understanding and say, dude, take time, but I really need you back as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah.
That would be one thing. Like, he's telling people take the time because what he knows is that they're a contractor.
Mhm.
Those people are going to stay for the duration of their contract. So if they didn't work that time, they're still going to be staying for the duration of their contract regardless, or coming up with something, or not getting paid as much, or terminating at something. Either way, they're either not going to be out money, and that person's going to be happy and want to continue to work in a place where they can, get their mind right after a bunch of stuff happened all at once. So it's just the best way to do business.
Mhm.
That way, it's just go, man, go. We have the ability to fill your spot with somebody else. You go take care of that. Come back when you're good. It's just, in this kind of thing, it's one of those things that's best for business.
But one last little bit of kind of a bummer. So even after, Thunder Rosa, she's been coming backstage and whatnot, and she's had like some talks with everybody, trying to apologize and make amends, and we just want to I want everything to be good and we all be great and whatnot. And it looked like she was kind of getting back in the groove to return, but sadly she still is not cleared to come back, and she may end up having to have some kind of surgery. So that kind of fucking sad to see.
It does suck. She's really good, and and I was hoping that it was going to be one of those things. I like it when people can have a redemption arc. Everybody likes that, and who doesn't like people being able to come back from their screw ups?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes that, so that's why I was always I cannot stand fucking CM Punk, but it's nice to see that. It was great to hear that she was doing it. I hate that she's having to have surgery. Everybody hates that, because whether you like somebody or not, if they're doing good in the ring, fuck, dude, that sucks for them. Because I would hate to not be able to do stuff that I like, especially something like that gets in you. It's the only thing you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking sucks.
It really does. Well, you know what time it is? I think it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show. What's
I
up
get
with
to bitch
CM
about
Punk?
CM Punk for the next 15 minutes. Great. Okay, good.
This was a weird week because it started out wild with CM Punk, but then after more news came out, it was
out there, and it's just wait, what?
Yeah, after more details came out, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But
it is, but it isn't.
Right. The big thing was CM Punk was just randomly at WWE Raw this last Monday. Nobody knew why. It was the weirdest shit ever at the time. And he was allegedly kicked out by Vince McMahon, or he wouldn't. Vince McMahon told whoever the head of security was or something.
Well, he didn't tell the head of security. He actually told Triple H directly.
No, there was the guy, the head of security guy. They named him specifically.
Oh, because I thought that was part of the ongoing story that kind of came out. I thought the whole point was when he went, he actually ended up talking to Triple H.
Did.
And Triple H is the one who asked.
Well, Triple H, apparently, from what I read, Triple H is he wanted to contact, had to ask Vince, and Vince wanted him out of there.
I did see the reason given for what Vince wanted him out, it wasn't even anybody mentioned fuck that guy, I don't want him here. It was literally you can't have somebody contracted for the other company that's in dispute right now at our
It's one of those
place.
things where it's not as big of a deal as people were making it out to be originally. So apparently, this is, now that we've had a whole bunch of different stuff from Fightful and everybody else, is we have a lot more details about everything what happened. So this is the sequence of events that led to this. So CM Punk was in Florida filming for some cage match thing. He's an announcer or something, or commentator. So he was,
he does MMA commentating.
Yeah, so he was commentating for that, and he was on a flight from Florida back to Chicago, and just so happened he was on a flight with several other WWE talent. He didn't even know that WWE was in Chicago at the time, and he ended up talking to talent on the plane, and was invited to come, to Raw to talk to everybody and whatnot. And from what
I blame you, by the way.
The people,
I blame you because there were people at your fucking house show that he was on the plane with.
Probably the people that he was talking with was Tamina, The Miz was
Yep.
an interesting one because he and Miz have
The
had
Miz
some
was
words,
cool,
but-
and the Miz actually made a comment about it. So
Yeah, Bobby Lashley, and he was talking to Triple H briefly, or if he asked him if he had a moment, and they talked
Yeah.
briefly, and then said, it from everything that's come out, it literally was just a coincidental thing that happened. He was just visiting to talk to some people, maybe making amends with some people, you know, with like the Miz specifically. Talent said that his visit was pleasant, everything was good.
yeah,
Once he was asked to leave by his head of security or whatever, he said his goodbyes and left.
yeah, he was very cool about it. Apparently,
One of the things that Sean Ross Sapp did say was allegedly Triple H was fucking shocked to see him there. Which,
no, I
mean,
didn't-
yeah,
allegedly,
it fucking wouldn't be.
guarantee you that motherfucker was like, I was not expecting that this morning. That was not what was supposed to happen.
And it does seem to be one of those things where, like, I don't think there was any kind of, you know, motive. It was just it was an
No.
accidental thing, and I do think, like, if for some reason, like, if like Punk were to contacted whoever, I mean, if Vince was involved, maybe not, but like, oh, you're in Chicago, you mind if I like come by, stop, and like talk to, you know, some old friends and whatnot and all that?
I'm sure if he wasn't in dispute or having all the issues with and all the stuff happening with AEW,
Right.
because it would be a situation where it's like, yeah, man, come back. Just don't, like, obviously we don't want you to cause trouble or something.
Right.
And he just wants to come back and talk
So-
to people. Because they've talked about that before. Obviously, Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews were there for the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Stark was backstage with fucking Cody for a few things. So
Right.
it's not like they're not allowed back. It's
Right.
just
It's a
there's
little,
so
it is a
much
bit-
around
It's a bit of a
CM
different,
Punk.
like,
It's like,
fucky
"Ugh."
scenario right now. Obviously.
yeah, it's a weird situation.
But
But I honestly, you know what? Here's my kind of take on it. It's the thing that kind of popped in my head while we've been talking about it. That's kind of a good sign.
right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about? I think because a lot of people are on the same. It's like he went, he talked, he tried to talk to Triple H. Everything that's being said is Miz said that they kind of like
Yeah.
just buried the hatchet and we're done with
there's
everything.
not been a single negative thing said about the
It's
whole situation,
literally just
which is
been
always
like-
good to hear regarding
Yeah,
CM
it's
Punk.
always regarding him, it's like one of those things where everything that CM Punk has been talking about, that's a weird random thing, and it's very close to what he's been like
Mm-hmm.
kind of saying, like the stuff with reading the book and everything.
Yeah.
And he's in his 40s. It's you're getting older. There's
Yeah.
a lot of like, I can't be angry all the time.
Right.
Just shit, any of it. It's fucking weird. So it was a weird situation. Everyone's like, CM Punk's at Raw. I'm like, the fuck is that about? Why would he be there? And everything
Mhm.
happened. It's like, damn, that's actually kind of a nice story.
Right. Like everything after all, like the details and whatnot came out, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is actually kind of
Kind
chill.
of wholesome. It's
Kinda-
kind of nice. And they even like, apparently the guy that initially broke that he was backstage
Mhm.
had seen him in the parking lot.
Talking to Tamina.
Yeah, and yelled at him. It's like, hey, I see you. Like, didn't blow up who it was, but just said, hey, I see you. And Punk turned around and looked at him. So that's all that was said, and then he
The
told
thing
somebody.
with me was like when I first saw, like, I think it was Brian Alvarez posted like
Yeah.
CM Punk is at Raw. Like, I'm not making this shit up. He is. I was like, that's fucking weird. But then when I learned that Raw was in Chicago, I was like, oh, that's
like, oh, that's less
way
weird.
less weird.
That's way less weird, but
You
kind of
know?
weird still,
right.
but less
right.
weird.
Yeah.
But at least it made sense. It wasn't
Because-
like he was showing up
Well,
at fucking
that's-
San Antonio.
That was the thing that was weird. The way it was reported originally was CM Punk is at Raw, and he took a flight from Florida to Chicago to be at Raw. I'm like, what? But then,
Like, no,
like,
he
you
was-
didn't have any of the
like-
other like details in between, you know?
Yeah. It's like, excuse me? And it's like, oh no, he was already there. It's home. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, I get it. Still fucking weird.
But the last bit of CM Punk stuff. So at this point, it looks like Hangman Page and CM Punk might be like okay. As far
Yeah,
as
I
like
think-
the Instagram stuff. But the meeting has apparently happened now. The Punk.
Oh, it has? I didn't know
Yes.
that.
So Punk, Jericho, and Tony Khan met, and FTR were like the mediators of the party, right?
Right.
So there's not any details about any of that, but it looked like the meeting was okay, but not really eventful, is what the post said.
Which is actually nice.
As long as
I'm kind
nobody
of happy
beat the
about
shit
that.
out of each other, or as nobody was like
Listen,
yelling or anything,
if
right?
you told me that the meeting was uneventful, that's a great fucking thing, because that means nothing happened.
Right.
Everybody just kind of went there and kind of talked. That means they had a conversation. That means there can be further conversations. Nobody came out of it going, yeah, fuck that guy, I'm never going
No.
back.
It does sound like Chris Jericho he's fine with working with Punk. As I said, as we talked about before, I don't think Kenny Omega has any really problems with
I
him.
don't think Kenny cares about anything really.
After that Instagram post with Hangman Page, it looks like they might be like, okay, I don't know, if they're exactly friends or anything, but it sounds like, maybe.
Wait, what was
things will be okay.
the post with Hangman? What are you talking about? What
Well,
was
this is the one
Instagram
from
thing?
the other day, the one where he was talking about, not taking advice and when he wanted to clarify and whatnot.
I think that is another one of those things where he's like looking up. Another one of those things where you're getting older and you got a kid now,
Mhm.
and it's like, fuck, I said things and I kind of stuck to it and didn't, and
Yeah.
I shouldn't have, because I was being self-deprecating and like, oh, you were in character, you were in drunk cowboy character at the time. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
but
And-
it is. I'm glad
it
that
looks like the
happened, especially.
main talent so far is either like fine or okay or whatever. The people that are not apparently are still the Bucks, and it seems that Punk has not apologized to the Elite, but
Yeah.
Tony Khan has told him to not reach out to the Bucks.
I
So-
think that is a weird idea, but I understand why.
Right. So
And
it's like,
I can't say that I wouldn't. I don't even know if I would do anything different, really, honestly.
yeah, I think this is, for now, this is the best. I think for the best. But like, I if you can't like reach out, it is kind of hard to apologize to somebody. But
Yeah.
eventually they're gonna run into each other, I imagine, at some point, unless the Saturday show is gonna be more of a hard split.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
we don't know that as it goes.
Right.
And that the Bucks are notoriously bad about that stuff because they're very. I mean, they're two brothers that came up in the wrestling business together. They kind of
Mhm.
keep to each other and kind of cut things off when things go bad. So it just is the way it is. I hate that. I hope at some point everybody kind of goes, "Hey, here's what's up. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have done that. Neither should we." Because I think it is the situation, and I've said it's a hate situation all around, other than Kenny.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole situation. Everybody's actions, other than supposedly Kenny's,
Right.
really fucking
I think
stupid.
Kenny is he's just Kenny. He seems just like
Kenny's
best
the
dude.
sweetest human being in the world, and just loves dogs and
Oh.
animals. The video of him on the fucking the BTE looking at the bunnies out, like, just randomly
yeah.
in the city. It's like, oh, look, bunnies. It's like, Kenny, you of course would fucking notice that, but that he's the only one that comes out of that looking like not a terrible person, or not like doing something really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I just, all of them should have the ability to make them, or should give themselves the ability to make that right to themselves, if anything. I would rather see everybody work together. Nobody wants anybody to split up, especially when they have
Right.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
You could have another CMFTR match with the Elite. Jesus fucking Christ, why are we not
I still
booking
hope
that already?
I still hope that's gonna be happening at All In. We got plenty of
I-
time for everybody to be happy and
There's
fine.
time for people to have conversations, to work things out, to go, listen, we're not good now, but we're good enough to work.
Yeah.
That's all we want. All we're asking. and then you can split up after that through the fucking thing. Fine.
Well, before we run out of time,
Yep.
there's a handful of stuff from other wrestling.
Okay,
that has,
you found
has kinda
stuff good.
happened. So not a lot, but
Some stuff.
couple things
though.
of note. And one of the things that literally just happened, like right before we started here, Mercedes Moné contract with New Japan expires after that last Stardom show that she did.
Yes, and she's already
So-
dropped the belt.
So, right. So I don't imagine we're gonna be seeing her back in WWE anytime soon.
No,
She'll
not
probably
anytime
just
soon.
continue doing,
Especially
what
after
she's
all
been doing. But
Came out with Vince
right.
and changing everything. There's
And-
no fucking chance in the world.
There was talk, like, New Japan had a contract with her, and there was talks apparently like New Japan didn't want to spend the money to also acquire Naomi or Trinity,
Okay.
but Trinity said that was false. But she's also not New Japan, so it's like I don't know what to think with that. I feel
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
if they wanted to do it, then she would be there, right? That's the way I see it. Especially if Mercedes Moné is there. So I don't
Well,
know.
I think what exactly what you said is exactly what's true. They have the money to do it. They didn't want to.
Right. But
They still want to put the money out. That's just
But-
all there is to it,
but
and that's fine.
speaking about Naomi, Naomi or Trinity
Mhm.
Fatu or whatever her name is, I think that's it, right?
It's Trinity. Her last name's Fatu because
Yeah.
that's
Um,
Uso's last name.
So, she's making her debut at Impact this weekend.
Wait, seriously?
Yep.
That I was not looking.
Literally, that popped up like 5 minutes before we started this. So
Can
that
we
was
not have
super random to
Mercedes
see.
go there?
Well, I mean,
I don't
I'm
know,
at like
Impact.
I feel like why,
Actually, she'll be
why-
fine at Impact. It'll
Why
be better.
do a contract? Just do like
No,
shows,
I think
you know?
she should freelance. She can do it.
right.
She's got a name. She's fucking Sasha Banks. She's Mercedes Moné. She
go
can do
wherever the
whatever.
hell she wants.
And right now, there's a lovely group of women that used to be in the WWE that are all together on a certain show that runs on
Yeah.
it's Tuesdays, or I'm sorry, it's Wednesdays, Fridays, and soon Saturdays. I'm just
Yep.
gonna let you know that.
Exactly. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of neat to see. I was not expecting to see that at all, but that's
Hey,
good.
man,
It'll be
Trinity
good for
and-
Impact.
Trinity
Especially after they
is
just had
good.
their two fucking champions have to drop the belt because of injury.
Fuck, dude, that sucks.
I know.
Oh, dude, that's another person though. Jordan Grace, her contract's fixing to
Yeah.
come up.
Yeah,
isn't
we,
it?
we talked about that last week.
That's right. That was last week. Okay,
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. There was somebody else that was like really weird, but no. Trinity going to Impact. I say that people watch Impact now. People watch it. It is better, and it's fun now. There's a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
You get, every once in a while you get a weird Bobby Fish promo. So just weird shit. Whatever. I mean, where's the lie, folks?
Where's the lie? God bless.
Fuck me. Anyways, no, it's like that's fine. She'll be good there, and it's
Yeah.
not like she can't go hang out in AEW. It's
Right.
not like Impact saying no to that. Impact's gonna be like, wait, they're gonna say that you're an Impact wrestler on TBS. Please, for the love of God, go wrestle. Please tell them that we exist.
Exactly.
Oh shit, I think they forget about us.
Well, that's gonna do it for today. If you've not subscribed to the channel, you should definitely do so. Like the video if you enjoyed. The podcast is also on Spotify, and all the social links and whatnot are down in the description below, so check all of those out. We will be back with another episode of the podcast next week, and as usual, we will be watching AEW Dynamite. We'll be streaming a watch-along of that on the channel. We do that every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, so be sure to check that out.
Yep.
And yee! Anyways, peace out, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.